Hey, welcome to our new series called Renewal. It's the first series of 2020. That's hard to believe that we're in 2020. It's
Yeah, crazy.
Some sort of science fiction thing going on. But welcome, and we want to talk a little bit about overall what the whole series is about.
Yeah.
And then maybe give some tips, maybe how to make your groups great.
Yeah. So the series itself is called Renewal, a call to 40 days of prayer. And what we're doing for this series is just wanting to start the year out just on our knees in prayer before God. And so we actually wanted to provide some teaching around prayer. And so the series Renewal will actually be going through the Lord's Prayer in Matthew 6, kind of breaking it down line by line to show how Jesus gave us a model for how we are to interact with God in prayer. And then of course, coupled with that, as we're giving these teachings on the weekend, starting January 1st, going through the middle of February, we're actually going to be doing 40 days of prayer. So we're going to have prayer prompts throughout that entire 40 days, different things you can pray around, as well as different ways you can engage in it during that time.
So in our series with the Lord's Prayer, we're preaching on one aspect of the Lord's Prayer all the way through January and into February a little bit on Sunday mornings. But as far as the curriculum goes, we'll have 2 lessons in the month of January that will have to do with the Lord's Prayer. So we'll be kind of combining some of those teachings from Sundays for those 2 lessons. And so the first lesson is going to be on the first couple aspects of the prayer.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that one real quick, the first lesson?
Yeah, the first lesson will be covering the first couple verses in the Lord's Prayer, Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come, your will be done, all of that. And so we'll focus primarily on us knowing God's character and who He is, developing intimacy with God, and how that is actually an avenue by which we discern His will and see His will done on the earth.
Then in lesson 2, we'll be taking the next 2 parts of the prayer, which give us this day our daily bread, and talking about how we need to forgive as God has forgiven. And so we'll be going through that a little bit. I really think it's going to spur some really good discussion in these next 2 lessons. And so we want to encourage you in a couple things. First of all, encourage discussion the best you can. We try to keep the lessons short on the video. We try to hopefully leave you a little bit there open-ended so that you can start discussions well. And some of the questions are hopefully good enough to get you started. But don't be afraid if people don't answer right away to have a little bit of silent time. A little bit of time where you just kind of let things go, let people think through things, and then give some answers. Because we really think this is a great opportunity. We also wanted you to take advantage of this prayer series and maybe try some creative prayer things. We will be suggesting some creative prayer times that you can do in your group that'll be suggested in both of those lessons, lesson 1 and lesson 2. But this is what Renewal is all about. So
yeah, and I want to encourage you also to make sure to encourage the people in your group to engage in the 40 days of prayer. I mean, obviously, we're going to give you lots of resources, and with the curriculum and everything, we'll give you lots of resources to engage in it in your group time. But encourage them to engage in the 40 days of prayer even outside of group. And so this can be an opportunity in which your group can be an accountability to each other to encourage, hey, for this next, the first 40 days of 2020, let's really seek God on a daily basis. And I think you guys will be surprised at what God does in the midst of that.
And kind of summing this up then, this Renewal series then has 3 aspects. Our Sunday morning teachings, the curriculum, of course, you're using in your groups, and also the prayer guide, if you will, the 40 days of prayer. So use all those things together, and it should be a great experience as we enjoy it together going through Renewal.